Hello everyone, Noelle here. I wanted to make an extra bonus video today with another angle of an eye that we can practice. So I've slowed the video down just a little bit so it gives us a little extra time. As you can see from what I've written, this is a 3/4 view. What that means is it's halfway between looking straight at the person's eye and looking from the side of their head. So sometimes drawing eyes at different angles like this can be intimidating. So what my hope is if we practice this together, that it becomes less intimidating. So what you can do during this video is grab your piece of paper and pencil and eraser, and you can pause anytime you need to see where the drawing is and replicate what I have. So you can see like just a little bit of the eyeball edge, and then I was showing where the eyeball would be underneath the skin there. So you can start to see the angle. And then what I like doing is I like to visualize where the lash line is going to be, especially when we're looking at an eye from different angles. It changes sometimes, and sometimes we can see the part under where the lashes come out, between that and where it meets the eyeball. So here I'm drawing the iris, the colored part of the eye. And on this one, the colored part barely touches the bottom lid. So don't be afraid to just lightly sketch the first round of making a kind of a squished circle here, a little bit oblong. And you can do it lighter, and then once you're confident in the shape, you can go back in and make the line a little bit darker. So I'm filling in the pupil and then a little bit of the reflection that will be there on the left. So again, you can use straight lines, you can use little tiny circles when you do the pupil. And then I tend to outline the eyeball a little bit, or the iris. What I like doing that for is it gives me a little buffer, so when I am doing my sun ray shading, that I have a little bit of room in case I go a teeny bit too far. It just kind of acts as a guide. And start off light, always going from the outer edge to the center. I'm going little tiny strokes here to just add in a little bit darker part around the edge. And it's pretty common along the top to have a little bit more shadow, depending on the light source. So just keep an eye out for that when you're making your drawings. If you go back and watch the first video about drawing eyes, I really show you a close-up of what an iris and a pupil look like. And it just helps understand better how an eye dilates and the parts of the eye so that you can see those fibers that make up the iris. And then it helps just have a better understanding of how the eye works. Once we understand better how it works, then it just helps us feel more confident when we're drawing. So again, I'm lightly just continuing to shade in the iris a little bit. I've said this before too, you could plan on filling that in with the side of your pencil if you want, and going back in and erasing the highlight as well if you prefer that way. And so here I am adding in an eye crease. So you can see this would be as if someone is looking a little to your left as the viewer. So we're on the outside and a little in front of them, looking at them. So that's the outer side of the eye that I'm working on there. And then the lash line. And again with the eyelashes, we go out a little and then up. sticking to that lash line. And I like to just make them crisscross a little bit. We don't want them to all be perfectly in a row. So then what you're going to see is, because of this angle, the lashes are going to start going a little more horizontal here. And this gets really fun as you start to get a little practice with this. It's what's going to set your drawing apart from others that are used to seeing the lashes all go perfectly like sun rays out of a sun. And that's not quite realistic. On one of my eyes, I have a lash that sticks straight down no matter what I do. So I often don't include it if I was drawing myself, but it's there. So now we'll go in and just make that line a little bolder. So the lash line, again, is not right where the skin meets the eyeball. I like to go in really softly and make these little marks. And it just kind of shows the ridge on your skin there where the lashes come out. And we do a much lighter pressure with the pencil. The hairs are often curved. And I like to call this the X's and V's. So some will, some will cross each other like an X. Others will just have the bottoms meet up like a V. And just keep it pretty light. So that arrow is just showing the direction somewhat that the eye is going to be looking, just to the left here. And there you go. You can pause this video at this point. That's where the brow would be up there. That's where the eyeball is. You can pause this if you'd like to practice drawing this, and then save your drawings. Once we start working on shading, you'll have all of these drawings that you can shade or color in with colored pencil later, which will be really fun. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for being here and enjoying these short little eye drawing exercises. I hope you have a wonderful day and you'll join us for our next video. All right, bye.